Hey, it's Ozzy from Three Monkeys Solderless and Three Monkeys Amps. And this weekend, I spent some more time with the soldering iron and I built a couple of more of these guys. As I didn't get to do all the experiments I wanted to with them before it was sold. So I built a couple more of these over the weekend. And what I wanted to do today is to run it in a few different ways to kind of experiment with its flexibility and its different sounds through different chains. So the first chain that we did before, we're going to do again just as a control, which is to run it through that 100-watt Marshall into the line in, and then out into the aux box on the Sunset Sound setting, and then off into this Mackie mixer and into the camera. All right, and then the second setting that I wanted to kind of get into was using this guy right here, which is the Two Notes Torpedo Cab M. And I'm going to be using the pedal directly into the Two Notes unit and then off into a couple of other pedals that I think is kind of like a really good way of doing things if you're sort of gigging or playing at home, practicing, where you want a very consistent kind of sound with not a lot of equipment in a small package that can be literally from bedroom level to just blast your head off depending upon the power amp you hook up to it. So we're going to go through that pedal setup right there. And then finally, for those that may want to know, well, can the Moto Teddy be used as just, like a nice dirt box and just throw it in front of your amp to really get some gain out of it? And to kind of show whether that works or not, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this little setup right here, which is my faithful little Supro here with the oval speaker in it with a Sennheiser microphone right up in front of it, which will run into the Mackie mixer. So we're going to just do a couple of different sound samples so you can see the different ways that you can use the Moto Teddy for yourself. So without any more blah, let's just start. Okay, so this first clip is obviously into the Marshall, so let's hear it. Clam alert! Next, we're going to go down on the floor over here and we're going to listen to it through the Two Notes rig. Right? So it reacts pretty well with the Two Notes thing. And the impulse response I've got is basically a Two Notes, or a Celestion. It's called the All Celestion IR response that I put into the Two Notes IR editor and pulled down a little bit of mid-range and brought up a tiny bit of, let's say, somewhere around I think it was around 1K5 and then 3K. Somewhere around there just to give it a little less mids and a little bit more clarity. Right, so I kind of wanted to use something that's really accessible. And you can download that Celestion impulse response right off Celestion.com, and they've got a ton of them and they're really fun, so I'd recommend checking those out. So let's go into let's just turn this thing down dry so you can just hear the Moto Teddy going into the Two Notes without any effects. So we're going to turn off the mimic the harmonizer, the delay, and the plate. And now we're just dealing with clams. So you can see it's like, what's cool is it still gives you that cranked amp sound, even though we're not beating the piss out of a phase inverter on a Marshall, right? We're just dealing with the pedal itself. Now, the Two Notes does have the ability to add power amp saturation, but I don't think you really need this. Right? It's got all that already there. Put on the reverb. I don't think we turned the reverb on. There it goes. All right, so that was the Two Notes rig, and you can see there's, some differences in the tone a little bit, which we can chalk up to, the differences between, I think, the impulse responses between the two units, between the, the Universal Audio aux box and the Two Notes Torpedo, both of which I think sound really cool, and I would definitely not be disappointed by playing this Two Notes unit. I love it for traveling. I love it for all the different things where size is important. All right, so let's go on next and listen to blasting the hell out of this supro. All right, so let's listen to that. It's got a good, sort of dynamic to it. It doesn't just, sag and sit there mushy. You can get some snap out of it. And has the ability to really drive the absolute hell out of the amp. I mean, if you really wanted to blow the amp up, I mean, you could bring the master on the Jose pedal up a lot, and it would really go nuts. Well, let's see. All right, so that was it being used as a dirt box. As you can see, it really does have the ability to pretty much blow that thing up into the stratosphere. All right, so you can sort of see what's going on with the pedal now in its 3 different uses. Thank you so very much for watching, and stay tuned. We've got tons of more experiments and stupid stuff to do, so I'll see you next time.